Welcome to Meme Charts for this week's weekly analysis. Starting with SPY. As we have been discussing on our earlier weekly and daily SPY price action analysis, and as we have been anticipating the resistance around this 32.5 extension between the swing low and swing high, and Friday we could see that SPY printed a shooting star candle collecting liquidity above this 721.22 level, even though it gapped up on that day. So now how price is going to react for this gap will show us the market direction. Either it is going to take support at this support level of 715, 716 to move back up to test the next extension level, or it wants to test the 20 EMA and daily time frame or this support levels. So on the daily time frame, the resistance are 721.22 and 729.30. Support is at 715.16 followed by 708, then this support at 694.95. We have 20 EMA also around 700. Moving on to the hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame, after breaking out of this consolidation, we moved strongly to test that 721.22 level. Though it capped up on Friday and printed a strong bullish candle on the first hour of the session, price could not move above 724 level, and then it came and closed below the opening price of the day. So on the hourly time frame, we have support at 719, followed by this fair value gap and this support at 715. Resistance we have around 724.35, and even this resistance at 722. This will act as a resistance in the hourly time frame, and we have this one at 724.35 level. This area may act as a strong resistance in the upcoming sessions, and this level may act as a support between 715 and 712. Looking at the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, it printed another green candle. That is the fifth straight green candles on weekly. But on the monthly time frame, last month it printed a strong bullish candle, and RSI moved above 70 level. So any pullback on the daily time frame to test the support levels, and if we see any bullish reversal candlestick pattern or chart pattern, then it would form a higher low to intact with its uptrend. Looking at Microsoft, so Microsoft still trading below this trend line resistance, but it took support at 20 EMA and daily time frame, even though it dropped after earnings, taking support from 20 EMA as well as this fair value gap level and this breaker block support level. If Microsoft runs another bullish engulfing candle or breaks this resistance once again, then I would go and break this resistance at 433 to test 443, eventually to test 470 also at this 200 SMA and daily time frame. Looks like it is forming this inverse head and shoulder pattern on the daily time frame. So it's worth watching the price action at this support level on the daily time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame, after taking support from 200 SMA, printed a strong bullish candle, leaving a fair value gap before earnings, and it tested this fair value gap with the earnings drop, and currently we can see it is taking support from this breakout this lower high breakout level. So if it prints another bullish engulfing candle and reclaims the 20 EMA on weekly time frame, and then Microsoft will move back towards its larger time frame uptrend, especially if it prints a bullish engulfing candles and closes inside this larger time frame uptrend line, then it will go and form another higher high. Looking at the monthly time frame, so on the monthly time frame, the 20 EMA is acting as a resistance that rendered a green candle last month at this demand zone. So worth watching it on the lower time frame like daily to see if it closes above 420.21 level, reclaiming into this uptrend will help us to test to 470 and eventually to form another higher high. Looks like it is digesting this up move after breaking this lower highs and taking support 20 EM and daily time frame. So if it prints bullish candles closing above 420.51, closing this gap and reclaiming this larger time frame uptrend line will help Microsoft to be in its larger time frame uptrend. Looking at Oracle. So Oracle, after breaking this descending wedge triangle pattern, it pulled back to test the same trend line resistance as well as this fair value gap and gaps, and it printed a hammer candle on last week, collecting liquidity below 20 EMA and daily time frame. Then again it printed a bullish candle on Friday, opening gap up. So green candles at this neckline support level signals that Oracle will again go and take out this resistance to test 205 as well as this 200 SMA and daily time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame, like Microsoft, Oracle also took support around 200 SMA and weekly time frame twice, and then it printed a strong bullish candle and leaving a fair value gap. And last week it took support from that same fair value gap as well as from this resistance level breakout around 159, 160, closing above the 20 EMA on weekly time frame for the third consecutive weeks. Looks like we'll go and take out this resistance at 187.88 to test 205. Looking at the monthly time frame, so on the monthly time frame, like Microsoft, Oracle also is seeing resistance at 20 EMA as well as 9 EMA. And if this month goes and closes above this 188 level, reclaiming the 20 EMA, may keep Oracle also in its longer time frame uptrend, as it is taking support from this major support level of 136.35 and from this trend line. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. In case if it comes back to collect the liquidity below this support level, you can watch for the reaction around this 155 level, looking at the candlesticks, how it is reacting to this level. If it prints bullish reversal candlesticks patterns around this level, it would be good. Otherwise, it may come and test this support again, or even this level at 125, this support level. Looking at Riyadh. The Riyadh, after breaking out from this descending triangle pattern with this triple bottom setup, after breaking this descending triangle pattern, it pulled back down to retest this trend line resistance, this support level, as well as the 200 SMA and daily time frame, and it printed a Morningstar bullish candlestick pattern at this area, collecting liquidity below 200 SMA and closed above 20 EMA on daily time frame on Thursday of last week. Then on Friday it gapped up to test this resistance again. Now we have this fair value gap as well as inverse fair value gap on daily time frame, and price is trading above 20 EMA and 200 SMA. We can also see 20 EMA crossover above 200 SMA. So any bullish reactions at this level will help to break this resistance of 19.4 to test the next major resistance around 20 to 23. Looking at the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame also, price is trading about 200 SMA and 20 EMA crossover about 200 SMA, and it also has the triple bottom setup near the 200 SMA on weekly time frame, and it printed a strong bullish engulfing candle on April 1st week, closing about 20 EMA on weekly time frame, and then price is still maintaining that 20 EMA support for last 3 weeks consecutively. So the chances are high to break this resistance around 19.45 to test 23, and even eventually to take this resistance as well to test 33 followed by 39.5. So on the larger time frame, it is on this trendline resistance area where it rejected before, and now it took support around the 200 SMA, trying to break this larger time frame trendline resistance. Looking at the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, price is trading right below this trendline resistance where it rejected earlier. If this month's candle break above this resistance, let me go and test 39 followed by 55 level. Looking at Tesla. So Tesla is trading on this uptrend channel on the larger time frame. This is on the monthly time frame, and it took back-to-back support for last 2 months at its 20 EMA on monthly time frame, and from this fair value gap, and also from this support level of 344.45. This month it came all the way down below this 20 EMA and took support at this resistance breakout, which is acting as a support now, and closed above 20 EMA. Looking at the daily time frame, earlier it broke out of this trendline resistance to collect the liquidity above this trendline as well as 200 SMA. It pushed back down to test this fair value gap. It formed on March 16th between these 3 candles, and then none of these candles couldn't close below this fair value gap level as well as this inverse fair value gap level. It has been consolidating at this level for few days to collect liquidity below this fair value gap levels as well as 20 EMA, then printed a bullish engulfing candle on Thursday, reclaiming the 20 EMA on daily time frame. And again, it printed another follow through candle on Friday. We still have this 200 SMA on daily time frame. So watching the price action at this area to see 20 EMA is able to cross over 200 SMA. Price is now closed above this major resistance level. It may act as a support in the coming sessions around 385-86 level. For now, it looks like a cup and holder pattern on a daily time frame. And We can see bullish reactions from the fair value gap as well as 20 EMA level. If price can take out this 200 SMA, as well as if we see 20 EMA cross over 200 SMA, and if we see any bullish candlestick pattern set up at the support level of 400 and 402 level, may push Tesla to test this resistance at 450 followed by 488 level. Looking at the weekly time frame, if price can reclaim above the 20 EMA in weekly time frame, chances are high to test this all-time high resistance or this fair value gap levels. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we may form another higher high. USAR. So on the weekly time frame, we can see it broke out of this symmetrical triangle pattern, taking support from this previous resistance breakout level. So the chances are high for it to test this all-time high of 43.55 level. The next resistance we have is 30.9. So this is it already broke this resistance at 24.25 level. So this may act as a support in the coming sessions. Looking at the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, it has a nice Morningstar candlestick pattern set up, taking support at 20 EMA. Even in the previous 3-month candles, it has similar bullish candlestick pattern set up. A long red candle followed by inverted hammer, and then a bullish engulfing candle at the same 20 EMA support level. And these last 3 months candle also back-to-back red candles followed by a bullish engulfing candle breaking above this major resistance of 23.24 with this symmetrical triangle pattern breakout setup, and it has been taking that 20 EMA on monthly time frame as a support continuously. So it may go and test this resistance around 31.32 as well as 43.44. Looking at the daily time frame, on the daily time frame also we can see 20 EMA crossed over 200 SMA, and it has a fair value gap between these last 3 candles. So if it retraces by any chance to test this level or this 20 EMA liquidity below this support, and if it reacts with bullish candlestick patterns, then the possibilities are really high to go and take this resistance at 31.32 and eventually this resistance at 41.42. It may not even come back down because it already broke out this symmetrical triangle pattern and retested on Friday. So it may even go and test this resistance and can again come back to test this support around 25 level. Thank you so much for watching.